about to recognize you in this celebration of ourself as a perfect creation of God. Thank you for this reappearance of yourself in our determination to share within our relationship with ourselves the entirety of the possibility that there is contained within us in this manual for advanced teachers of A Course in Miracles, a manner of complete self-recognition of this instant in space-time that will demonstrate to us our individual capacity in this celebration of conversion of our light, the certainty of the healing of our mind and our heart and our body and our relationship with each other and with the kingdom of the love of God that surrounds us. If you've been with us in this last procedure, we have been demonstrating to you our healing capacity. And we're going to review just momentarily the importance of how this healing that just occurred right there was accomplished. And we're going to express it in a particular way, because from this teacher's manual will be a description of how the healing is certain. Listen. Healing involves an understanding of what the illusion of sickness is. Healing is impossible without this. Healing is accomplished the instant the sufferer no longer sees any value in pain. Who would choose suffering unless he thought it brought him something, and something of value to him? He must think it's a small price to pay for something of greater worth. Listen, sickness is an election. Sickness is a decision. It is the choice of weakness in the mistaken conviction that it's strength. When this occurs, real strength is seen as threat and health as dangerous. Look, sickness is a method conceived in madness for placing God's Son on his Father's throne. God is seen outside and fierce and powerful and eager to keep all power for himself. Look, only by his death can he be conquered by his Son. Now look with me. And what is this insane conviction does healing stand for? It symbolizes the defeat of God's Son and the triumph of his Father over him. It represents the ultimate defiance in a direct form which the Son of God is forced to recognize. Look, it stands for all that he would hide from himself to protect his life. Why? If he is healed, he is responsible for his thoughts. And if he is responsible for his thoughts, he will be killed to prove to him how weak and pitiful he is. Now you listen, but if he chooses death himself, his weakness is his strength. Now, has he given himself what God would give to him, and thus entirely usurped the throne of his Creator? And that, my dear friend, is one of the most amazing descriptions of the conceptual form in which you find yourself as a human construction within this framework of time that you're about to experience. You know, look at it with me. We are in deciding factors of how we want to represent ourselves in a procedure that, having fundamentally made a decision that we are going to begin to practice together. Practice together. Ideas that there's a different manner in which we may view our arrangement with ourselves in a factor that's going to involve our inborn capacity to heal ourselves. Practice. Everything that I see in my relationship with myself as this body form, representing an equation of correspondence of cause and effect in a demonstration of a concept of self-identity that binds me within a deciding mechanism, is a sure indication that I am refusing somewhere within my arrangement with myself to allow for a moment in time when the entirety of the healing occasion that we are representing to each other in this teacher's manual of A Course in Miracles actually occurred. I'm sure you're aware with me in these moments now as we read together from this teacher's manual that you are at a point where you have simply made the entirety of a determination to practice continually the idea that available in an act of decision as to see something that will be entirely separate from this procedure of a quantum idea of replication of form that has bound you to the idea that this is what life is. That reflection of light that we intend to demonstrate here now in this healing provision can be described within a reasonable process within your conceptual mind. If you remember this, the decision in the outcome, and I mean outcome in the sense of determining that it's always going to be over and gone, can only be determined at this time and place by you. But you're listening to this video now. You have accomplished a fundamental idea of expressing a need or desire that somewhere within your framework of self-recognition, of a light illusion of yourself, there is another world, look with me, in a healing process that's going on simultaneous with this one. Now, let's look together, can you, will you with me, at the teacher's manual. And we're going to express a little continuation of a decision that you have made at any single moment to re-examine the idea of a new decision that is possible for you to make. Listen, if you are in fact the cause of your own sickness, even unto death, and the disillusionment of yourself in your inability to find an alternative. Listen with me about how healing is accomplished. The function of the teacher of God. If the patient must change his mind in order to be healed, what does the teacher of God do? Can he change the patient's mind for him? Certainly not. For those already willing to change their minds, he has no function except to rejoice with them, for they have become teachers of God with him. He has, however, a more specific function for those who do not understand what healing is. These patients do not realize that they have chosen sickness. Look, on the contrary, they believe that sickness has chosen them. Nor are they open-minded on this point. Listen, the body tells them what to do and they obey. They have no idea how insane this concept is. If they even suspect it, they would be healed. Yet they suspect nothing. To them, the separation is quite real. Now listen. To them, God's teachers come. to represent another choice which they momentarily have forgotten.